everybody, my name is Christian, and today I'm going to go over the Wave 4 announcement for Star Wars Armada. Even though Star Wars Armada Wave 3 hasn't even released yet, which was priorly announced to be the flotilla, the assault carrier for the Rebels, and the GR-75 transport ship. The GR-75 transport ship, which I did talk about in my previous Wave 3 and Beyond suggestion video. Wave 4 is going to be a Mon Calamari Liberty class cruiser, and the next Imperial ship is a Interdictor expansion pack, which is very similar to the design that they showed in Star Wars Rebels, bringing the Interdictor or the Immobilizer back into canon. The flotillas are going to bring some interesting changes to the game in a much needed support type class for the larger ships. But I've already talked about that in my Wave 3 announcement video. Let's go deeper into the Wave 4 announcement video. I'm really looking forward to both ships, both of which I predicted in my Wave 3 and Beyond video, just because they were no-brainers to be brought in. Let's talk about the Imperial, the Interdictor. It's going to be an interesting design since it's got the design that has been released has a hull of 9, which is pretty tough for a medium class ship. It's about what the Victory Star Destroyer is. It's going to be relatively expensive most likely, but it has an engineering value of 5 as well as 2 contains icons. So it's going to be pretty tough. It doesn't have that much dice. It's just 2 red and 2 blue on its both sides and its front. So it's not focused as a fighter, but more as a tank in providing support to additional ships. It has this new class called the Experimental upgrade slot, and one of them is a G8 Experimental Reactor, which allows you to slow down the ship by 1 to a minimum of 0 of any ship that's within distance 1 to 5 of you. So it's even more powerful than tractor beams, because tractor beams can only bring it down to a 1. If you had this and a tractor beam on either this ship or another ship, it could really stop any quick rebel ship dead in its tracks. The other example is the G7X Gravity Well Projector, which while deploying fleets, you get to place 1 Grav Well token anywhere in the play area. When ship deploys at distance 1 to 3 of the Grav Well token, its speed dial must be set to 0. This could have, it's only 2 points, so it's pretty cheap, while the other one was 8 points because it would have more play throughout the game. This one you may want to consider if you're doing a particular type of objective, either when you have contested outpost, intel sweep, or fire lanes. You could set up the board in such a way that it gives you an even greater advantage. I'm sure there's going to be more upgrade slots for that one, but those are the ones that are provided for right now. It looks like some of them defense tokens. I'm wondering if you could maybe spend other ships' defense tokens or something along those lines, but we'll just have to see as more details come out. The next Rebel ship that's going to come out is another large base ship. It is the MC-80 Liberty type Star Cruiser. I'm really looking forward to this ship. It's the one that was introduced in Return of the Jedi, and is shown also very prominently in Star Wars Battlefront as other previous Star Wars games. What makes this ship particularly unique is that it's the first ship to have, at least on one of its types, a shield value of 5 in its front. And it has a massive 4 red and 3 blue firing out from that front arc. So besides the Nebulon B, this is the first heavy firepower ship that wants to be facing forward. It's going to be really interesting. Its sides are only 2 red and a blue, very similar to the ISD, and has a hull of 8, but it doesn't have a contain, but it does have 2 braces and only 1 redirect. Since so many shields are on the front, and sides are relatively small, and its rear is pretty small as well, if you try your best to keep the enemy in front of you, you're not going to really miss those redirects. But those 2 braces, that's particularly useful. It may actually allow the defensive upgrade slot not to be automatically electronic countermeasures, because for all the prior Rebel ships, you only had 1 brace. So you would really want to use that when you got a heavy hit from ISD. But getting 2 accuracies is a lot less likely than only getting 1 and taking away that brace. The Liberty upgrade card that is shown allows you to use an icon that you get to activate 2 squadrons instead of just 1. This could be particularly useful if you have Garm as your leader, that allows you to give out tokens on the 1st and 5th turn, as well as if you have Antilles. It could either on Tag Team 4 or just Antilles on the ship itself. General Madine is the new admiral that's provided for by the Rebels, and whenever you do a navigate command, you get 1 extra yaw value that you normally would, and if you have a token, you can either do a yaw value or change the speed. So for forward-facing ships, this could be particularly useful. It's 30 points. I really don't know if it's that much more valuable, but it all depends on what the engine value is for the Nebulon B. Is it going to be a one click, or is it going to be a blank 1 click? And in that case, or on the Liberty, so it's really going to make a difference depending on that. Veteran Gunners is another weapons team upgrade. I don't know how useful it's going to be. It's 5, and while you attack, you get to exhaust this card and re-roll all your attack dice. You know, compared to gunnery teams, I think I'd much rather have gunnery teams, but we'll just see how it gets fleshed out with more details coming on. This expansion is going to come out the end of the 3rd quarter, which is, for those that are not super into finance, July, August, and September. It's supposed to be late in the 3rd quarter, while Wave 3 is supposed to be early in the 3rd quarter. Whether or not one of these get bumped up into early 4th quarter, that would be perfectly fine, as long as, like, before. I'm sure they want these to both be out before the holiday season, but these things are going to be coming out relatively soon, and I'm really excited for them. And I really think this is going to flesh out Armada a lot, and there's a few things left in both my Wave 3 and Beyond video that could still bring in, and I'll go ahead and do a separate video about what ships I think are left. These 4 additional ships in Wave 3 and 4 are really going to flesh this game out. That's all for Wave 4. What would you like to see in Wave 5? And I'll maybe incorporate that in my next video. Thanks, and goodbye.